What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. This is Sia Ohms. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Lola XOXO from Aspen Comics. And I like Aspen. They are an independent comic company that kind of spawned out of Michael Turner. And they do some stuff. I try to support them because I like the indies. And this lady was very nice to me at a convention a few years back. And so she did a sketch for me, and I like her art quite a bit. Her art style is this like sketch style, I guess you'd call it. And she does all the coloring herself too, which looks very beautiful to me. And it's very nice and detailed and all that. So I was like, hey, I'll check out her book. And this is getting a little bit hard to find in collected edition. Aspen does pretty small print runs, but I don't think it's too expensive. So this is a post-apocalyptic world. And it starts out really funky. You can tell this is one of those, like, an artist is writing this, and because, like, you see this girl flying, and, it was just a dream, and now she's actually with her parents and all that, and then we get into the actual story about here, where, like, all these nuclear bombs go off, and it creates a post-apocalyptic world, and then we fast-forward to a bunch of years later. So, like, I don't know, kind of a weird way to start the book, and that whole flying sequence, like in a dream, I mean, no offense, it is amateurish way to do storytelling. However, I love the art. I mean, I'm reading this because her art's so pretty. If she was paired with a writer, it probably would have been a little bit better on this regard, I think. But the figures are just fantastic. This is like just beautiful drawings all the way around, and I really love her color work also. It's just wonderful stuff. All right, so we start with this post-apocalyptic world. Very interesting concept. So there's a guy who like kind of took her under his wing when she was young, and he's with her now. That's Lola, who's the blonde girl, obviously. Very, very gorgeous art again. And I'm just like, I can just like sit here and look at some of these figures because they're just super nice. And they go to a carnival, which ends up being there's a cool world building concept where the carnies are like together and they're trying to fight for freedom and all that. And she's like looking for her parents, and she wants to go out west to see her parents. She's kind of in New York now, and it seems like she's going to travel out west and find them, but then the plot doesn't go that direction. It's very odd. We get a little like strong female lead syndrome where she basically Buffy's the vampire slayers and kicks butt in a bar against all these dudes. You know, it's unfortunate that show had so much influence on modern culture, but it did. And so that kind of continues on. So she ends up like enslaved to this like trader guy, and the carnies are against him, and he's trying to like hunt down the carnies to like solidify his empire, and she becomes one of his like enforcers, basically. And so the plot really goes off the rails. It gets kind of hard to get through from a reading perspective. But the only thing that really, like, I mean, it saves it because, like, if you see this stuff here, I mean, this is just, again, beautifully detailed art that looks awesome, and it's just nice to look at. So that does work on that level. Yeah, I wish the story really had a better reason to care about it. You don't really have a great reason to care about the carnies who are fighting him, and you don't really have a great reason to care about anything that's going on over the course of this. But eventually a big battle happens, and Lola's a big part of it. The other couple girls like just get killed over the course of it, who again I didn't really care about, so it didn't matter that they died to me. And then she kind of sets off and is actually going to go off and look for her parents at this point. So the art's beautiful. I really love this art style. If I have a chance ever to get this lady to do like a cover for me or something like that, I think she'd be great for covers, pinups. Her layouts and storytelling, not the best. But again, the figures are just so pretty. I love looking at this. And she did all of this. All these covers here that you see are just her with different colorists attached to it. Oh, I guess she did it all herself maybe. And just did it in different styles. So she really like is pretty dynamic. This is a really awesome one. This is pretty. And, gosh, the pinup gallery is, like, kind of the best part about this. You just look at this and you're like, wow, this woman is an amazing artist. And I agree with that. So, the storyline really, like, it just had that, like, element of it's, like, the My First Comic, where it's all over the map. she really needed to focus on, like, I think the story of Lola going out west and trying to find her parents, and it just went off the rails a little bit. And kind of didn't make a ton of sense on that level too. But, you know, her art's beautiful. It's enough for me to buy volume 2 because I can just look at this art for forever. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the series. There are 3 volumes of this, and, you know, it is what it is. So art's 10 out of 10. Stories, like 4 out of 10. And we'll meet somewhere in the middle and give it a 6 out of 10. Because, which is a little lower. I try to like do 7 as an average comic, and this is a little below average because the story was a little rough to read. All right, hit that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below with what you think. Support independent comics, and we'll be back soon.